All right. Hello. Good afternoon. It is High Priestess Jamila. Hello, 1EQ. Glad to see you here, sis. Those of you that come in. And sis, if you could please hit that thumbs up, it definitely helps with the algorithm and all of that stuff. Been trying to get back in that algorithm on YouTube here lately. Yeah, put that back in the freezer, sweetie. Okay, or either in the fridge. Um, And yeah, it's been a struggle. It really has. As a pagan practitioner, it has been a struggle. By the way, guys, if you hear um like a bunch of noise, the next door neighbors are getting their roof worked on and it is loud. So I do apologize for that. Um so there may be some people that are going to come in from TikTok. If you are new to the channel, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button and click that bell notifier for, in case you watch YouTube. Um, I wanted to come and talk to you about, yeah, it really is. But 1EQ, it's really, there are a lot of people that don't really like a lot of the stuff that goes on YouTube. And so that's why they stick with TikTok. But there may be some TikTokers that come over here because it is a lot of that. It is a lot of crazy, crazy, crazy. It is. It's a lot of crazy, crazy, crazy. Um, so the 11/11 ritual, I had mentioned this to you guys probably like a little over a month ago. And 11/11 is coming up in 8 days. So we have 8 days to prepare. And so with 11/11, that is a really powerful number. I always feel that 11/11 is it can bring a lot of good luck, a lot of opportunity, can open up doorways in your life as far as like with your path and everything. And I believe that, I do believe in numerology. And I do believe in those things. And so let me check real quick where the moon is going to be at, because I actually already checked this previously, but I can't remember at the moment. If you guys give me a second. Oh yeah, well actually we're going to actually be in new moon energy at that time. And so I actually have been working with 1111 in advance. I've been working with those energies already in advance, and it has been extremely powerful. And I have already been setting certain affirmations and things of that nature. 1111 I think that what it means to you is going to depend on your individual situation, what's happening in your life at that time, what it is that's going on, where you're trying to go, what your goals are. So I think that it's going to vary individually how you are going to work with this new moon on 1111. Hello, Kenzie's mommy. Hello, how are you? Hello again. um and so to me, the number one represents new beginnings, opportunities, individuality. And then also 1111 together, to me, it just looks like portals opening. So, what that means to you as opposed to other people is going to be different. Like, of course, I'm going to already have my dukes up on 1111 beforehand. In fact, I have wards and stuff, since I have so much going on, so many people that want to work against me, so many people that want to steal from me, so many people that are just doing way too much, doing the most. I get a lot of hate, which is more than what I should get. I think I get hate that's meant for other people too, because I don't know what exactly I did to get all that hate. But I guess, it to me, it's something that I haven't embraced, but it's something that I've learned to transmute and to avoid disaster, because it just doesn't make any sense. And I do feel that a lot of us are being targeted. It's not just me. Okay. It's not just me. It's, just in general in social media, a lot of spiritualists, a lot of occultists, a lot of practitioners have been targeted in particular by other practitioners of varying levels of expertise. It's just been an all out shitstorm. It really has, for lack of better words. So, I want you guys to think about how certain portals can be opened up for you. Witchcraft is not just necessarily about stones and candles and ritual and herbs. There's quite a bit that can be done. For example, there's sometimes, when actually, for somebody to astral travel into your personal space, they have to have a portal to you. They have to have some kind of entryway. So I've been trying within the time frame that I have, because it's been really difficult for me to um meet and deal with people that I can trust, except for my clients. And it's been constant people trying to sabotage, and the way that they do that, and I do believe that it's through obsession and jealousy, that they will think of new ways to try to destroy you, to try to destroy your life, to try to mess with what you have built for yourself. So that's one aspect of it. that some of you guys, probably are more than likely going to be focusing on, because it is a huge focus. You know, if you were minding your own business, literally minding your own business, and somebody started some crap with you, whatever can be considered to be, you know, negative, you had to do necessary things. But there's people out there that are doing things unnecessarily. They don't have to do those things. So there's people that are more spiritually, mentally, and emotionally evolved than others. And so what you guys are dealing with as far as with the negativity and people that are doing negative things to you, they are not as evolved as you, and they know it. And that's why they want to sabotage, because they may either be jealous or they may just have self-destruction about them. Whatever it is, I think that there should be a focus on 1111. And so those of you that do decide to do the ritual through me, um, I did talk about this previously, like over a month ago. You still have a chance to do that ritual. The ritual is going to be very powerful, especially if it is casted on 1111. Now, there's other powerful days like December the 12th, but I think that you can work with both of those energies, because as a practitioner, I don't limit myself. I don't, I think that we can all do workings, especially um we could have started working with 1111 energy probably 90 days ago, to be honest with you. And these are things that we don't think about, because people that want to distract us, people that want to, you know, do whatever they're doing, they do serve as a distraction. And they kind of, if you were actually able to sit and think about things and not have all that static, not have all that garbage filling up your head, then you would think about those things. That's just like, just to critique myself. I'm pretty sure that I was doing ritual work last year on 1111, but the type of work that I'm doing this year is totally different, which is looking ahead. And I think that for myself, I think that I am going to even look ahead to 2025. You can do that. Okay. Um, but depending on your situation, like I said, all of the workings that I've been doing for the past 90 days energetically has been revolving around 1111, because it is a very powerful day. And I want y'all, get prepared for it, because that's going to be like a last chance opportunity for certain people who do have spiritual knowledge. Knowing is not all that is required, though, because there's people that have spiritual knowledge that are using it to do harm. Okay. There's people that are using it to do harm. So, I think that there should be a preparation made in advance for that day, to make sure that you're not being spiritually attacked, to make sure you're not being psychically attacked. And hopefully, a lot of you guys already have things put into place for that. Um, I don't do anything without making sure that it's spiritually covered. I don't. So, that's just me. Um, just recently, I was on my website and I was updating my reading prices, and I saw that I had the Wheel of the Year reading on there. And I said, oh my God, I need to start pushing this wheel of the year and, in fact, do one for myself. So basically, what the wheel of the year reading is where you look ahead for that next year. And it's not just the next year, but it's the rest of the remaining year. And then you look I'm sorry about that, guys. I don't know why they're calling beforehand. They know what time they're supposed to be here. There's no need to call. That was a service person calling and it knocked out my audio. They can just come. I don't know why they feel like they need to call. It's so weird. Anyway, so the wheel of the year readings, those are very important because what you can do with the wheel of the year readings is you can look ahead uh, at what is going to be affecting you each month and break it down because people are throwing things at you at various times of the year. It may not necessarily be people throwing things at you. It could be a Mercury retrograde, which during Mercury retrograde, you are being directly affected by past lives. If it's not your own past life, then it's other people's past life. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just have a feeling that that was a troll. And so I put them in timeout. Um, so you can get these yearly readings and look at people that don't have anything else really better to do with their time. Um, if they're throwing things at you, it may hit you at certain times, or either they may be getting ready to throw something at you. And what makes the wheel of the year readings so powerful is that what they will do is they will allow you to look ahead. Now, I do all of my readings under Lilith because what Lilith does is she reveals what is being done in the dark, and Lilith will also reveal what is being hidden from you because what a lot of these people did, and it's just crazy, people, there are some people that are just born haters. Okay, they're just born to hate on other people. I don't. But what they will do is they will do certain things and they will cast things and set intentions to throw you off even more, to where the actual person doing it will hide. So they'll kind of make themselves invisible to where you can't see them, to where they're just like a ninja and they're just like, ha. I don't know where ninja and hater, those two things don't go together, but hey, okay. So I do all of my readings with Lilith because she reveals things that are in the dark. And you'd be surprised. I think what it will be useful for is those of you that um, have family problems, problems with exes, problems with enemies, people that are being gang stalked, people that are being attacked by covens, people that have obsessive people that are obsessed with them. It'll be very useful for you. Now, I'm not going to get into all of the details of the 1111 ritual unless you purchase it. So once you purchase it, we will sit down and go over your petition. The petition is written in a certain way. Doing it as far as in advance as possible is very important. Okay. So now we've got November and December left of this year. So you can still work with those energies of 1111 to deal with the rest of this year. Okay. Things that could be happening. However, if it's, being that since October, we got October, November, December, being that you are within those 90 days, things that you didn't reverse or ward off or clear or cleanse previously in the last 90 days, like maybe I would say 180 to 90 days, those things may not necessarily be cleared up that fast, but you can at least look forward to the things that are coming up in, 2024. Okay. So the main aspect of Oh God, here we go with this. Okay, testing, testing. Okay, you guys should be able to hear me. Sorry about that, y'all. I had to take a phone call real quick. Okay. Where was I at? Let me regather my thoughts here. So the main aspect, what I'm noticing that people are doing, and this is going to be especially important for people that have good jobs. You have either rent or mortgage, bills, children, a life. You have a life, right? And then also for business owners, I feel like it's going to be perfect for you guys. What you have is people that have not accomplished what you've accomplished, either codependently trying to pull you back, hold you back, cause destruction in what you've built, or what they are doing is a lot of those people, they're mad and angry and jealous because, they haven't accomplished what they want to accomplish personally. And those people feel as though they have to stop you or somehow be a hindrance to you because they're not where they want to be in life. Okay. And that's financially. Would I suggest doing 1111 and the Wheel of the Year reading to look at certain things that can happen in your love life? Absolutely. But I think that this should be all about your path individually, even if you're in a relationship with somebody. It still should be about your path individually. And I think that that's the main aspect of it. Yeah, of course, you can include certain goals that you have for, a love partner. But if your love partner is not on the same page as you, what are you going to do? If they're not, if they're not in sync with you and have similar goals in mind that you have, then what's going to happen? What are you supposed to do? So it's especially good for those of you guys that have goals and things in mind that you have for yourself, for your own career, maybe manifestations that you want to do. Okay. Now, do I feel that there may be things that you want to do in addition to the 1111 ritual, like maybe perhaps money work or love work? Those options can be there as like a rider, depending on your budget. But I think that working with the energies of 1111 is going to be powerful for a lot of you guys. Okay. And trust and believe that people are going to try to disrupt that. And, they're going to regret it. They're going to wish that they had done something, but the power and the energies that you have at hand that are going to work for you. Now, I did a test run on the 1111 energies already. Like I said, there's a couple of videos that I put up about it a month ago, and I haven't really discussed it since, because there's been other things that I've been dealing with. I've been dealing with a couple of major court cases and stuff, and then client work. But I've noticed that, now for me, guys, I have 10 to 100 times more problems than a lot of y'all have because of who I am, because I'm a woman, I'm a mother, I'm a witch, I run a business, and I have a lot of people that have a problem with that. And so, that makes my situation a lot more complicated than you guys. Okay. So I can't even really compare my situation with yours. But what I can tell you is that doing it for my own situation, in addition to other things that I definitely had to do, which is ancestor work, you know, um, doing that 1111 definitely helped. And so the difference between the 1111 work that I did previously a month ago, where spirit moved me to, was to encourage you guys to not only nip things in the bud from what's happening or for what's happening right now, if you have any spiritual issues, spiritual problems, but then also setting your intentions for the year. So what is the wheel of the year reading? The wheel of the year reading consists of, it's a couple of cards for the remaining of the year. It's actually a spread that, it's probably lots of readers that have, created spreads like this. But basically, it is a tarot spread that specifically uses the tarot. And so you look at whatever is left for that remaining year, but then you go to that next year. Okay. So the way that the pricing is set up, and I am offering the Wheel of the Year spread at a discounted rate to encourage people to do it. So, my regular reading prices are $100 for an hour. Well, the Wheel of the Year spread is $88. If you buy that reading, that's specifically for the Wheel of the Year. Yes, certain problems that you may be having with people. Yes, certain issues that you may be having in your love life, your social life. That stuff is going to come up. So we're going to stick specifically to that spread, and it will show you everything. It will show you people, months, dates, even people that are trying to confuse you. Whatever it is, it will be very clear as to when, almost like an asteroid hitting, bad energy, bad spirits, bad people, curses, hexes, vexes, even psychic attacks. Those things, I like to compare them to an asteroid. Using the 1111 energy and the ritual that I have, that my, well, not I, my spirit guides and I, okay, have created, what you can do is those things that they sent, you're going to be dealing with that in advance, far in advance. Hopefully, doing it that way will discourage those people. Sadly, what a lot of them will do is they will just move on and try to find another victim. But at least you'll have things going. Now, do I feel that the 1111 ritual is going to be one of the most powerful things that you can do? Absolutely. However, there may be other things that you need to do in conjunction with it. Now, I've made like a huge thing of black salt. Like, I've got 3 big coffee cans of black salt where I just like cleared a bunch of stuff. Like, if you don't know how I make my black salt, you can see it either on my TikTok or either on YouTube. That black salt is not going to go to waste. We are reconstituting it, or what do they call that when use something that because basically what it is a banishing salt. And so it was some pretty negative, nasty, oh God, stuff that you shouldn't even see on planet Earth. I don't know where they got this stuff from. Goodness gracious. So, like, for example, if you guys need something in addition, like maybe you may need a warding bottle with some black salt. Okay. Um, then, those are things that, depending on what I see in the reading and what you got going on, because people have different varying levels of enemies. Like, for me, apparently I'm so powerful that people just want me dead. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've had to remove death magic spirits that are just, ooh, icky, icky, icky. But a lot of y'all have that too. Apparently you must be that bitch. Apparently. Because folks want you dead. They so mad at you. They real, real, real mad for some reason. They just, so I personally think that the more, listen, the more powerful, and not to say that you're not special, not to say that you're not powerful, but I feel like the more haters you got, something special about you. But there's been a lot of special people who have been taken down. So that doesn't just automatically mean, oh, I feel like, especially if you're dealing with spiritual warfare. And then depending on your age, like, for example, I don't think anybody has room in their life for certain things. Like, for example, people have been conjuring vagrant spirits. Do y'all know what vagrant spirits are? Vagrant spirits are very unstable, volatile, and chaotic evil spirits that really are considered to be like lost souls. And they are conjuring these spirits to do things like uproot you. I've actually seen practitioners casting homeless spells on people, hunger spells on people, spells to shift and move people around. And when you are conjuring spirits like that, like I said, if y'all don't know what vagrant means, you can look it up. Basically, these are spirits that are very unstable, that can bring instability into a victim's life. Okay. I don't know why somebody would do that. That's a pretty low vibrational person. that would do that. That I don't know why somebody would do that. In fact, if those energies were to be sent back to them, they would probably, that's like, I don't see any reason why somebody would do that. But people have been very strange. There's people out there that are practicing that may be jealous of your house. I don't know why people are jealous of people's houses. That's weird to me. Why be jealous? Why not just work hard to get what you're supposed to get and figure out why you haven't obtained the things that you want? But what they'll do is they will be trying to obtain those things, but at the same time, they want you to lose what you got. They want you hurt. Some of those people even are sending sick spirits, spirits of sickness to you, spirits that, so, I feel like it's the angels because, you guys know that I do have pacts with the underworld. But, to me, those are all angels. But I do have pacts with, and I work with, for example, Saint Michael. So Saint Michael is really not somebody that you want to funk with, but there are some people who think they're God. Saint Michael is going to let you know, no, you're definitely not God. I don't know why somebody would mess with Saint Michael. It's so weird, but people do it. And people mess with followers of Saint Michael. So I believe that this ritual definitely is inspired. All of the information and the energy that I'm going to be sharing with my clients, and even the information that I'm sharing with you guys now, definitely comes from Saint Michael, Saint Raphael, Gabriel, all of the powers that be. There's a lot of people that don't like these spirits because they want, they work primarily with what we call the underworld. But I actually work with both. Okay, I don't necessarily feel that I need to pick a side. There's some of us that our path is our path. I feel like the fact that I do work for people, I had to get familiar with both sides. And really, I don't even like thinking that there's a difference or that there's a dividing line, but that's the way a lot of people look at it. So a lot of people, that are pagan, they'll say, well, you're not pagan. If you work with Lilith, you're a Satanist. Okay, well, then I'm a Satanist. But yeah, people like to put labels on people because, some people don't even like to be called pagan. But Saint Michael does work with pagans. Okay, he does. So a lot of people, when they think about Saint Michael, they think about the church. Well, Saint Michael is not just for the church. He's not. He works with all people. And there are some people that Saint Michael works with more than others. It's just some people that he favors for some odd reason. And, I know that Saint Michael favors me. It's a funny story because I have his name tattooed on my body 3 times. It doesn't say Saint Michael, but it says Michael. And so I think that that's how that ended up getting manifested. But it's supposed to be an ex-lover of mine. But I think it was Saint Michael. So I guess that, these tattoos that I have 3 of them. I guess they were supposed to make me feel stupid, but in reality, these tattoos just empowered me and got me closer to my angels. Okay. So, and anyway, moving forward from that. Um, Kinsley's mommy asked a question. How long do we have to schedule? And I just started my new job and haven't gotten my first check yet. Okay, so we're only 8 days from this, and there's been other things that I've been having to deal with. So I haven't really had, and it wasn't meant for me to do a whole lot of promotion in between the time that I first promoted my 1111 working. and now, because I've been doing a lot of other stuff in between that time that was really important for myself, my clients, and everything else. Um, but it's best to try to get things to at the very least, get the Wheel of the Year reading done prior to 11/11. On 11/11, I will have limited space because on 11/11, I'm going to be very busy. I've got things scheduled on that day. But I will be casting my 11/11 ritual for people that do participate with that. And it's not a group ritual. Just to let you guys know, it's an individual working that you can get done. Okay. And so it's like I said, it's the 3rd of November. So you have 8 days between that time to try to at least get the Wheel of the Year reading. Even if you're not able to purchase the 11/11 ritual, we can still, like, if you say, well, Jamila, I can't do it until the middle of the month or the end of the month or even December, we can still work with those energies of 11/11 just in past tense, believe it or not. Because, like I said, we'll still be in 11/11 energy within 90 days. That's why at the new year, people are hopeful. People, good things happen. But then, let me see, November, December. Okay, hold on. November 11th, December 11th, January 11th. Typically, I feel that 11/11 definitely gives you that extra coverage out some people more than others. But that's why you got people, they be like, oh, it's the new year. And some people are just down and out evil, just in a horrible place. But a lot of people feel really hopeful. They feel like it's a new beginning, but then that energy wears off somewhere about mid-January, and it's like, oh, we're unhappy again. Oh, you know, it just, so if you do the ritual after 11/11, I can still pull those energies from 11/11. I think that it'll be just as powerful, but I do think that doing things in advance would be better. For example, those of you that have very good jobs, you need to look at what's coming up for the next year. You already know that your enemy is gunning for your job. Some of y'all have enemies at the job. You never know what they got going on. People are willing to go through hoops. They're willing to jump through fire. They will drown themselves. I've started calling them suicide bombers. People are willing to hurt themselves to hurt you. And 2024, when you break that down in numerology terms, that's the number 8. So it's, hey, either you gonna be either you are going to be a person that makes it happen or not. Okay. Hey, Kels. Hey, girl. Yeah, good luck with your new job, Kinsley's mommy. But yes, ma'am. So now my 11/11 ritual, it's $1,111. Okay, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense for it to be 111. No, I'm not going to do a group ritual for 111. No, I'm not going to do that. If you're going to actually do this working and be serious about it, and if it's something that you're supposed to do, then hey, let's do it. Um, do I think that this ritual will replace doing your basic protection, basic warding? No, not necessarily, but it will definitely pack a huge punch. Now, your enemies and adversaries, how you got the leg up on them is that they're going to spend their 1111 doing things to try to harm you, which puts them in a weaker position. It does. It puts them in a weaker position because, they're not necessarily focusing on the things that they need to have done. They're not focusing on themselves. They're focusing on trying to destroy you. Um, and, it's either because, they feel like they're set, those people typically are the prototypes that, they may not have the goals and the ambitions that you have. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. Usually, people that are your adversaries, especially if you kicking it with me, you have a lot to be thankful for. You may be planning on purchasing a home next year, and those people, they don't have anything. They'll claim that they have something, but people typically that have something, they're not trying to tear down and destroy what other people have, unless those people are trying to use you as an energy source. Okay. Unless those people are trying to use you for an energy source. And see, that within itself is something that um, there are things that you need to do to have done. And so the way that I deal with energy vamps and parasitic people like that is through cleanses and reclaiming your power. They're done together. So not only do I cleanse your chakras, but I feed your chakras. Because people will vampire and try to suck off of your energy and steal your energy for baneful purposes. They just do it to get back at you. Oh, really, Kinsley's mommy? Okay. Well, that's understandable. That's understandable. So, primarily, I'm going to be honest with you. The if you get the Wheel of the Year reading is what I was going to say, and you don't do the 1111 ritual, then what you need for that reading is a pen and a paper, and you need to take notes during that reading. It's about an hour or so long. I think that the limitation I'm gonna do on that is probably about an hour and 10 minutes. Any additional time that you may need, you can purchase it in 30-minute increments or 20-minute increments. But you want to make sure you have a pen and a pad so you can write down important dates and information. And what you can do is you can just, write it down, and I'll have suggestions for you. If you can't necessarily afford to have the 1111 ritual on that day, but you want to try to do something yourself on that day, then you're going to be encouraged to take a class or two. And then that way I can go over with you what you need to do, how you need to write the petition, how it needs to be worded, because the petition is going to be everything. And then also consecrating the candle. A lot of you guys really feel very afraid to do that. I keep telling y'all to quit being scared. Think of it as affirmations, though, is how you can think of it, you know? And so you can like just make sure that you reference it, put it in your diary, maybe put it in your drawer whenever you need it, whenever your intuition tells you to read through the petition, the petition that if now if you get the ritual through me, of course you're going to get a picture of the petition, and I'm going to sit down with you and go over the petition with you. So you do get a lot of support during that time. Now, once you start doing 1111 work, you're going to feel an energy shift. Most people are afraid of that shift. You know why? Because either your parents, your bloodline curses, your ex-man, your current man, your friends, your baby daddy, your baby mama, your enemies, they may have gotten in your head and in your chakras so much to where when you do experience that shift, it makes you feel kind of scared. Okay. It makes you feel scared. It makes you feel afraid because what especially if you are somebody that got ahead and your enemies work hard to make you regress, and you're like, wait a minute, this ain't life. This is not, no, no, this ain't what, what, how this happened. And so when you experience that shift back up, when you elevate yourself again, we're just going to say elevate. Yeah, it will. You kind of do have to go through that again because it's like, God damn it, I already been through this. It's worth it. What the enemies will do is they will make you feel that cognitive dissonance. So it is very scary to go from making $10 an hour to $100 an hour. You like, shh, this is a totally different life. I'm making $1,000 a day. We all set goals for ourselves. People, for me, I have my goals that may even be less than yours. You might set an intent to where you want to make 31,000 a month. I'm all for that. I got your back. I don't necessarily want to make 31,000 a month. In fact, that would and that boy, that would be crazy. I'd have to have employees at that point, but you know what I'm saying? Um and so I don't have a problem with that. The more the merrier. See, there's a lot of people that are in that mindset to where they want more than the next person. And that's what makes me very different than the next person. There's always going to be somebody in this world that may have more than you. Why do you care? You know why? That's just like if you make 8,000 a month or 10,000 a month. Why can't you be happy with that? There's some people they just never satisfied. I know that for me, I'd be more than satisfied with that. But there's some people that are not. They could have a business making 50,000 a month and they sitting up there upset, like really upset. It's okay to want $1 million all at once, but they actually upset, mad, disappointed, mad at the world because they don't have $1 million right there. And so that's kind of silly in my opinion. It is. Because if you making 50,000 a month, you're gonna be a millionaire in a minute. But then some people are late bloomers and they're like, but I was gonna die soon. Why do you think that? People have like that's why I said y'all have to change that programming. You have to get off of that frequency. And then a lot of people they kicking themselves in the ass because they keep comparing themselves to other people because well, most people don't get married until they're in their 30s or 40s, and there's a lot of people that don't even have children until they're in their 30s or 40s. Everybody always think that their path is supposed to be the same as everybody else's. So this particular ritual is all about, first of all, getting yourself off of that damn destructive path because somebody created that path for you. And as you're going down that path, there's literally pit holes that you're falling in, crows pooping on your head, danger. And so this is an opportunity for you to say, okay, I'm creating this path for myself and I'm going to stay on this path. And guess what? Them people that want to put me with them, I'm gonna make sure they don't do that, because that's basically what people want to do. They have a hard time understanding that people are separate from them. They feel like, well, I'm doing this, and so you need to be in this position too. This is exactly what's happening. It's called codependency. So then that's why most people never accomplish what they want to accomplish. They don't. Most people don't. Most people are afraid to say what they want, let alone go out and get it. Some people don't want for anything in life. And some people are just like, why you want something? And so what those people will do is they will purposely try to sabotage you. Some of y'all might want to, buy a big house on the farm. Some of y'all might want a custom built lake home with a goddamn lake running through the middle of your house. So what? Why should somebody else care? People, do what you want. Do what thy wilt. But there's a lot of people that don't have that attitude. They like, yeah. Listen, I live in a one bedroom, one bath, and you know what? There are some people that are gonna listen. If that's what you have, appreciate it. Why not? You know, it's gonna take time to get to the greater things later. So you can't, a lot of people are just expecting, and you got to take baby steps sometimes. Like I said, when I actually became successful in my company, I was already in business for 3 to 5 years. It took me 3 years working on it hardcore to get things off the ground. And you got other people, they wanted it to be overnight. Well, if you want to be an overnight success, go to one of those talk shows or whatever. Go to what's one of them shows that one of them TV show. Go to Hollywood or something. This is real life. You and it's an excellent thing for you to do yearly to set your goals. Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 2 years? Where do you want to be 3 years from now? There's some people that are like, well, I might be dead in a year. Well, why? Well, you just might be if that's what you're thinking. I don't know. Exactly. So, for example, if you're in a hotel or, if you're, living with a relative, or if you're renting a room, or if you're renting a studio and you're like, damn, I want something bigger, I want to expand. This would be perfect for that expansion. Okay. And so what you can do, and then what another powerful thing about it is that you can even look at it and compare and set goals for where you want to be next year on 11/11/2024. Okay. Now, it sounds real simple, but everything that's going to come in between that can be a trip too. So I do suggest having warding bottles and protection set up, and you may have to do a reversal. You know what I'm saying? But with this, you don't necessarily have to. Or if you feel the need to do a reversal, you can use your original petition. You can still use the same petition to do that reversal. You don't have to keep writing petitions and stuff. I reverse this and send this back and take back and all. You just say, oh shit, And it is supposed to prevent, and it will prevent those things, but I think that it depends on how powerful you can set your intent and what your belief system is when it comes to that. For example, if you are hiring a witch, but you're Christian, and you believe that witchcraft is a sin, and you believe that the things that are happening to you are God's punishment, then more than likely your results are going to be different. If you're somebody like me that 1000 believes in witchcraft, then you're going to have a different result out of it. Okay. So I highly suggest using the Wheel of the Year information in addition to the 1111 working. I highly suggest that for you guys. Here's another thing that I notice is incorrect information about the craft. There's a lot of people that think that us spiritualists or witches or occultists, that when we practice and we do work for other people, that somehow that energy is coming directly from us. So when I do work for clients, that means that my, like, I'm giving away all of my blessings. There's some people that think that that's bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. Now, if you have a client, like for myself, if I feel like I have a client that has an attachment energy that is stealing that client's energy, I'm gonna let them know and be like, you got something feeding off of you. You need to do something about that. You got somebody feeding off of you. You need to do something about that. So that's a totally different thing. That's assuming that everybody goes around feeding off of people. Now, as a practitioner that understands the elements, which I can't see how people, and you'd have to get into the classes. So you are more than welcome to take classes. But, what empowers our work is the universe, the elements, earth, air, fire, water, spirit. That's what empowers it. So, for example, like tonight, I'm gonna put water outside, probably about 5 o'clock. I'm gonna put some water bottles outside to do some moon charging. Okay, where we're at in the moon, let me check. Yeah, we're at about 64%. Because people primarily focus on full and new, but anywhere between 69 and 60% is very powerful. So tonight, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to charge some moon water to do some sunset water. Then at the witching hour, I'm going to make some sunrise water. I do things like that for not only for my personal work, but for my clients. Because guess what? I'm making water that is going to be directly charged in the sun and the moon. People, they're kind of weird when it comes to that. I still don't understand the purpose of feeding off of other people unless you're just being an asshole. Okay. But, to feed work and to harness energy from the sun or the moon, you can put water out, you can put crystals out. Hell, you can charge whatever it is that you want to charge in the sun. So I'm still not getting that. I'm still not understanding people making a decision to do that. The only thing I can think of is negative attachments. And the jury is still out on that. As far as, do I feel like it's vampirism? I don't like calling it that because vampires feed off of blood, which is a whole other animal. Energy vampires, that's more like parasitic, especially if somebody latches on like a barnacle. And that's, to me, that's a whole other entity. And I feel that there are people out there that have connections with those entities. If I had a connection with an entity like that, it would not be on me no more because I know it would be feeding off of me, and it would be feeding off of other people. And your spirit guides and your deities, they don't need to feed off of you. Like, yeah, it's important. Thank you. It's important to give back and show appreciation to your spirits, and it's important to make offerings to them. Like, for example, uh the working that I'm doing for and I did an 11:11 working last night. I definitely did make an offering to the goddess of three eggs, chicken eggs. Okay. So it is important to do things like that to show your appreciation, but not, something ain't right with that when something is like sucking on your spirit and taking your life force. Like, those are things that as a whole, as a society, as a collective, we should be working against that. But there's people out there that want to work with that. I don't suggest that. I just say, because, and then people will bring up God. Well, to me, it seems like God has already provided. There's a big blazing ball of fire up in the sky right now that, so I don't, it just doesn't make any human sense. I personally have a belief that these people are in touch with, you know, entities that may be enemies of this planet. And, you can tell because I love this planet. I think it's beautiful. I'm very grateful to the gods and the goddesses that created this planet and the beauty on it, which is including people and animals. But there are some people, they just like, oh, I hate this, and they let other people control them in that way. Um, so yeah, anyway. Yes, ma'am, doing your own work is very empowering. Um, but if you like like I said, if you don't want to pay for the ritual through me, then but you're interested, you're like, oh, I think that could really work for me, then you can definitely take a couple of classes and we can go over it. Or you can take my full class. Okay. And I'm still accepting apprentices. And so apprentices automatically, like if you pay my apprenticeship fee, you get a lot if you're an apprentice. You get a lot. Okay. And so apprenticeship works very different. If you become an apprentice, you're automatically going to get that 11:11 work because you're an apprentice. Now that you're an apprentice, guess what? We got the same enemies. So I'm gonna have to look at what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna look at that automatically and get that taken care of with that 11:11 ritual. And whether or not you become an apprentice before 11:11, after 11:11, in December or January, now in January, we're gonna be working with, the ritual will be available all year round. It's just called an 11:11 ritual. Right? So we're still going to be working with energies of 11:11, of those numbers, numerologically, if that's a word. But I think that it takes on a different energy when you actually do that ritual on 11:11. Okay. Do y'all have any questions real quick? If you have questions, you can post them in the chat and I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm back. Um, so 1111 typically it can take on different meanings depending on what your focus is. Um, so basically what that means is new beginnings. 1111, it's about powerful new beginnings, okay? It means different things when it comes to love. It can mean soulmate, it can mean coming together, more attraction to your soulmate or twin flame. And then also if you're going through some kind of separation, it can represent healing or whatever. So I think that it's going to mean different things for different people. Okay, it depends on what it is that you want. You may be a person that is focused solely on your love life, you know, which is fine. I think people should want different things. I don't, that doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't at all, even though I have my own, for me personally, my focus is on divine services, which is my company, um, is my main focus. And as far as, at my age, and then the fact that I have children, and then other factors, to me, I feel like it's breaking cycles. So I feel that doing this ritual on a yearly basis, depending on what it is that you're dealing with, it's probably going to replace, if not sort of eliminate the need for generational curse breaking. But I think that when it comes to the generational curse breaking, I think that it should be done in addition, because breaking a curse, canceling a contract, is kind of a totally different energy because, um, curses can come out of many, can come from many, many different things, like, so it just depends on the individual situation, but I think that it's a powerful thing to do in addition to that as well. Um, on average, when you first start out doing spiritual work, if you want to really, really, really dig into that, you're going to, if you're not able to do the work yourself, or if you don't have the knowledge, you could very easily spend somewhere between $2,000 to $5,000. Depends on how hard you're hitting it. If you hit it hard, if you're like, I'm ready to make some serious changes, think about it. Depending on the medium income in your area, if you, for example, if you earn 20, 30 grand per year with no children, then it's not unheard of for you to spend a couple of thousand on spiritual work for that year. You got to think about, well, you're making money all year. And then when you do the spiritual work, you're going to see an increase in your money. So it's worth the investment entirely. People that tell you that it ain't worth it, they're just sticking the muds and they down and out, and they want to see you stay down and out too. All of your issues that you have, what's at the base or the core of those issues is spirit. Okay, either some spiritual bondage, some kind of spiritual limitation, some kind of spiritual curse. Okay, so keep that in mind, because there's some people, they'll be having a whole host of problems, and all of those issues are caused by spirit. Y'all, I've been looking for, ooh, found my Jamaican black castor oil. I have been looking for my goddamn floss, and I need it now more than anything because I'm willing to bet I got a piece of meat stuck in my tooth that I need to get out. So I'm about to get off of here and go and I think my son may have gotten my dental floss. I need to floss my teeth for some reason. Okay. Yeah, I think that he took it downstairs. So you guys don't seem to have any questions unless I missed your questions. Let me go back and see if maybe this chat. Okay, so y'all ain't been chatting much. So if you have any questions, you can discuss it with me in private. Um, all of your readings are definitely 100% confidential. Don't pay any attention to the trolls. And, because in the past couple of years, I had a couple of trolls that were just literally trolling me. It was the first time ever that I had some trolls come into my business. And, they definitely were trying to sabotage. Okay, guys. Kinsley's mommy, give me a second. Kinsley's mommy, you can contact me. Either, you know what? My video description box is not there. I don't have it in there, but you can contact me either at seven. Hello, how you doing? Huh? Oh, hold on a second. Okay, so you can contact me at 770-686-7461. And my website is divineservicesapothecary.com. And there is a contact form on there. There's a chat on the website. So if you go to my website, there's actually a chat that pops up if you have any questions. Um, that little bad kitty, she ran all the way, got my baby running across the street. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. I just had a plumber came. So the plumber's here because there's a so I gotta go. But you guys can either contact me on the website. You guys can email me. You can text me. But the next couple of days are gonna be crazy. So if you guys are interested in the Wheel of the Year reading or the 11/11 ritual, just schedule that reading. Um, my consultations for spell work are 100, but the Wheel of the Year reading is only $88 because I really want to encourage you guys to get that particular reading. Now after 11/11, the Wheel of the Year reading is gonna go up to the regular price. I just decided to offer a special on it. Okay. Thank you for that, Kinsley's mommy. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm distracted because the plumber just got here, and so I've got. I'm gonna. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. So I will see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Blessings to you guys and good luck with everything. I'm not gonna do any general readings, will of the year generals. I'm not gonna do that. It just wouldn't make any sense because each of y'all have your own thing going on. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not even gonna attempt to do that. Okay. But I will try to do like a couple of cards for overall because it is November and I usually do like to do yearly readings. I like to do that to kind of do like a forecast for the next year. Okay. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Okay. Make sure y'all subscribe. Blessings. Also, hit that thumbs up. All right. Bye.